Welcome to the Artha and Martha show.
Artha and Martha.
This is the show where we talk about things that may or may not be important to you, and also may or may not be important to us.
Yeah, I think we can call this the anniversary show. Not obviously for the podcast, but for us.
Yes, this is our first year being together. So that's cool.
Yeah, 365 days ago. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought we'd start a podcast 1 year after getting together.
I feel like we talked about it for sure in the beginning, and then now we're just sort of executing it.
Yeah. Cool. So since we are recording this on the first day of 2020, we thought we would talk about some resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead and say whatever you wanted to do.
Okay.
Also, by the way, I am Martha, by the way. And you are?
And I'm Artha.
I just thought we should just get that straight.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue with the resolutions.
Okay, so Artha's resolutions for 2020. I have a few, but I guess I'm only going to highlight the ones that I really want to make space for. So I think the biggest one is to have more fun and to let go a little. And I think this is very much in that vein. This is not typically something that I would partake in, but I think it feels...
She listens to podcasts. It doesn't
feels good.
Doesn't really...
It feels good? No, I think I could just do with some lightening up. So I think this will be fun. So the first one is to just have more fun and let some go, start creating again. The second one is to read, which I'm already an avid reader, but I would like to be a little more focused this year. Maybe try and nail down an actual goal of reading like a set amount of books, or maybe like going outside of what I normally read to something else. And then my last one is to keep up my yoga practice. I started it a couple of weeks ago and it feels really good. It feels like this is sort of the first thing besides reading that I've connected with wholly, and it feels great to sort of begin that mind and body journey.
Yeah, it's truly an out-of-body experience doing a podcast. So my resolutions, I got a couple. Basically, like the first one is to probably read 3 books this year. And I feel like to a lot of people that's like nothing. But last year I read 1 book. 2019 I read 1 book. And it was the first book that I read all by myself.
That's really cool. I feel like it brought us closer together. I know it was like small, but I loved that you used my library card for it.
Yeah. And you picked it up. So.
And I did pick it up, yeah. It was
a super awesome book.
Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Yeah. It was a really good read. I read like scientific literature a lot of the time because my job requires a lot of like research and stuff. But I have never ever read a novel from start to finish by myself. It's always been the only ones that I've read were a long time ago. My mom would read to me quite a bit. So I've read The Hobbit like together with my mom, which includes me reading some of it, but she reads a lot to me. And then also the Chronicles of Narnia series, I've read those, but but I've only by myself. The first one that I've ever read was The Alchemist. Super good book. Read it if you haven't. And yeah.
Do you have any like? What are you thinking of reading this year? Do you have anything in mind?
Nonfiction. There's the originals, which I really want to read. My cousin told me it's a great read, and I think he's finished it by now. That's one of them, and then I figure you can pick out another one for me, Artha. But yeah, so that's one of them, and then another resolution I had was to shower every day. Very, very great resolution because I also just not great in the personal hygiene department. So if y'all are with me, say, well, what? But not wash my hair every day necessarily, but like take a shower every day, and I'm starting strong. I started about a week before New Year's, and I'm already keeping to it. Day one, I'm 1 for 1 right now.
I feel like that's a good tactic. I sort of employed the same tactic of starting like at least a week earlier.
Yeah, because it's nobody says you have to start right on the New Year.
Yeah, if you're feeling moved, just do it. Move.
Yeah, plus like you might as well have the momentum already going by the time you're supposed to start.
Yeah, you got a week under your belt.
Yeah, because the hard part's the momentum, and also is take our dog out every morning. Also 1 for 1 there.
Yeah. Naya appreciates it.
Yeah, she's looking at us right now. What's up, Naya? Come here. We're gonna make some noise for the podcast.
I was gonna say we should try to get her to howl, but it'd probably be too loud.
Maybe later we can get her to howl. It might be a 4th or 5th episode type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Something. This is really intimate.
Yeah.
To hear her howl.
Yeah, you have to really get to know us before that happens. Yeah, so those are like my 3 resolutions, pretty specific resolutions. 1 shower per day. Take Naya out once per day, and read 3 books this year.
Yeah, going back a little bit to your book endeavor. I feel like we sort of read another book, but we haven't finished it yet. We read it together.
Right, the Dandelion
Wine. Yeah, that's my favorite book ever. And I remember like pretty immediately after we got married, because we got married this year.
Oh yeah, so we've been together 1 year exactly, and we've been married for more than half of that year. So yeah, you're already getting to know us pretty well.
Immediately after we got married, that was like sort of our honeymoon, because we were very broke. Still are. Yeah, still are. And we chose to move to a way more expensive city, so. Yeah, so that we kind of like designated that as our honeymoon, reading Dandelion Wine. Yeah. It's a nice little escape.
Yeah, so something that I basically used to not like reading at all. In fact, I was like against it. Mainly because I was very late on the reading train. Pretty slow at reading most of the time. Even now I'm probably slower than average, but I'm catching up. But I was against reading, but then I realized like reading and scripted media as opposed to improvisational media is way better. Scripted is, because you can start an idea and finish it. And I'm pretty much in like the media scene kind of. So yeah, I realized that like books have a special part to play because they help with, kind of logic, and also if you see an entire book through, you're doing the author a great service at starting their idea and finishing it.
Yeah. And it's like it's a very I don't know. I feel like you're sort of coming into yourself when you when you pick up a book. It's very like centering, I guess.
Also, if you read a book, you have chosen to read that book. Therefore, you can like get mad at what the author's saying, but they're just saying it. So it's very, in a way, it's
gotta commit.
Yeah, in a way, it's almost objective in a way. Like you're reading this thing that's there, and it's always going to be there whether you read it or not. So as you're reading it, you can't have too much bias against it because it's already out there, it's already written, and you're just choosing to read it or not. So it's a very, in a way, reading is kind of a selfless act, as I've come to realize. It's selfish and selfless almost at the same time. A nice mix of the two.
Do you feel like you can have an opinion on the book though?
Yeah, you can have an opinion on the book, but my point is,
like, are those two separate things for you? Yeah,
they're two separate things. The point is that when you read, you develop a basically when you read, the words are already there. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. So you can have an idea in your head, and somebody can disagree with you. And when you're in a disagreement verbally with somebody, vocally, a lot of people will try and like cut the other person off to try and get them to stop talking about what they're talking about. Because the key to winning an argument, in my opinion, is making the other person forget what they were arguing about. That's one of the keys to winning an argument. But with a book, somebody can state an argument. The author can state an argument, and I'm saying an argument, but I really mean they can just state their opinion on something, and you can agree or disagree. But whether you like it or not, they have already written their opinion, and you can't have a conversation with a book. It's very one-sided, which is what I mean about it being a selfless and selfish act. But it's healthy. It's like it's selfless to read in the most healthy way possible. And then again, for the author to write whatever book the author has written, it's selfish of them, but in the best way possible, in a super good way. I'm using the word selfless and selfish. There's probably a better word to use that, but that's just the word I chose. But yeah, so that's turned me on to reading. Is coming to that realization. Did you have any more?
I do, but I think I'll keep it to those.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna start with putting these podcasts on YouTube. Just because that's what I'm most familiar with. And then maybe they'll show up other places, but they'll be on YouTube first. And if you guys want to comment, you can comment and stuff. But I'll have a nice little friendly conversation, get in arguments, but also be respectful. But yeah, so
yeah, be kind to one another.
Yeah. What were the other things we wanted to talk about?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah. I don't think it needs to be 30 minutes like you previously said.
Cool.
We can work our way up to that.
We can work our way up to 30-minute podcast.
We should get the ukulele though.
Right now?
Yeah. I just want to practice.
Oh. So we're going to have a segment later, I guess. Not now. Or we can't have it now.
You guys can get a little sample. This is...
Sure. We'll have a segment. Tell them about the segment.
So Martha is teaching me how to play several different instruments. The first being ukulele. So we thought it'd be fun to include my progress, or lack thereof. Just in the spirit of having more fun and letting go and maybe not quite being so serious.
Oh, also releasing an EP. That was a resolution for last year. For 2019. I didn't make it. I did record a song, like a couple songs on my phone, but like I'm talking real EP madness. Because I didn't really have a band last year, so that makes it hard to do an EP. It would have to be all by myself. But anyways, this is Ukulele with Martha, or Artha and Martha. So,
What are you telling me to practice before?
so I was telling you to practice before. We have G, and then D, which is just the top three, and then C, and then D again. And then back to G. And this is our theme song.
But I think you're telling me to like practice transitions or something, right?
Yeah. So yeah, basically I was saying practice G to D. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so by the way, learning an instrument is a super great thing. So like I said before, I wasn't into reading, but I was always into playing music. So I'm definitely the musical one, and Artha is the literate one. She's quite the bookworm. It's super hot. All right, so so this is the Martha and Artha show.
Play us out, Martha. I'll follow along. My turn.
All right, yeah, that's okay.